The very pro-black and anti-Trump Dr. Umar Johnson says a lot of black folks are going to vote for him due to very specific reasons. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Umar Johnson explaining why a lot of black folks in the USA are going to vote for President Donald Trump. Now, this man, if you don't know, is very, very, very pro-black. Not really a fan of the white man at all. And he's kind of come out and spoken against Trump recently. But even with all of that, he is still saying that Trump is the more attractive option to a lot of the black community. Now, you may or may not know who Umar Johnson is. He's been around for quite a long time. I ain't going to talk about things like the school and donations. I ain't going to talk about that. I'm going to just show you how a lot of you guys may interface with him. Okay, you may have seen him on TikTok. You may have seen him on Instagram. He's kind of become a meme to certain people for saying certain things like this.
I like white women. How do I change? It's no hope for you, brother. Go ahead and stay with her. You have been excommunicated from the African community. Okay, Bunny Hopper, you have been excommunicated from the African community. And at the end of your name, we put comma BH. Like at the end of my name.
For Bunny Hopper. Okay, so you get the idea of what Umar Johnson is about. All right, now what we're going to do now is check out this particular clip right here in which he's saying why black Americans are going to vote for Donald Trump. And without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Black people may go Republican in November. Number one, I think they're finally getting disenchanted with the Democrats. I think it's finally beginning to seep in. I think a lot of the analyses that are being made by black political thinkers, including myself, I think black people are really starting to see that we've been had. I mean, to have voted this way for 90 years and got nothing out of it, it's time for a change of some sort. That's number one. Number two, I think a lot of black people are attracted to Donald Trump's unapologetic disposition. He's very unapologetic. He don't go off cue cards. Completely different from Barack Obama and Joe Biden. You follow me?
Very well said. Couldn't have said it better myself. Now, we have more clips here. There's more clips we got to get into because he was also on the Breakfast Club. Now, with the Breakfast Club clips, I can't show the video part of the Breakfast Club clips. I don't think. I probably will put up some kind of still image because they like to do copyright. But we got to check these out because this kind of adds into it. Here's a caption. It says, breaking, popular black activist Dr. Umar Johnson just admitted Trump was right about illegal migrants taking over black jobs and blasts black liberals who are misconstruing his words. Get out of your bougie feelings and deal with reality. Now, to get back to Umar before we get to the video, he's a psychologist, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why you'll see doctor. That's what his doctorate is in. He's not a physician as in going to get open heart surgery. That's not what he does. He's more of a mental guy. So let's check this out. Then we're going to watch another one. And without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
See, when Donald Trump said during the debate that Joe Biden is taking black jobs and giving them to migrants, he was correct. Although he didn't say it because he cared about us, but he's right. When people say, what do you mean by black jobs? Get out your bougie feelings and deal with the reality. 1/3 of black men have a felony. So there's a lot of jobs they will never qualify for. They are mostly what? Essential workers. Where
what he's saying is correct. People, the whole black jobs thing, we got to just stop. Like he said, get out of your bougie feelings. Stop being so, uptight and feeling like you're better than everybody. At the end of the day, when you're talking about the masses of us who are still kind of in low income situations in the hood, they're going to work low industry jobs. Like you said, warehouses, truck driving, and nothing wrong with being a truck driver. You can make a lot of money being a truck driver. But the point is, the masses of us are not doing very high skilled jobs. We're not in STEM. We're not in tech the way we should be. And when the migrants come over here, they're going to compete with us for these low industry jobs.
House, trucking, security. And a lot of those jobs are going to who? The migrants. So that's what he meant by black jobs. We got to stop being so sensitive and look at the reality of it. I was reading a report the other day. They said the Latinos taking over the construction jobs. They taking them over.
They've been had that. They've been had that for a long time. Try to Go to a construction site and who you going to see out there? They've been had that. And the reason why they have it, they're hardworking people. Shout out to the Mexicans. You guys are great. The people that come over here legally, not the illegal aliens that are criminals and gangbangers. But the thing about the Hispanic construction workers is that they're getting paid $10 an hour. Do you want to get paid $10 an hour to frame a house in inclement weather, hot, cold, all of that? I don't think you do. You might not mind framing the house, but not for that amount of money. And that's where their advantage comes in, because a lot of them have no paperwork. They're here just kind of as migrant labor. That's what's going on with the construction industry.
Over. And the low industry work, like your gardening, your landscaping, completely taking it over. See, when Donald Trump said during.
And the thing about it, before we continue to the next clip, a lot of those jobs that he mentioned, it was all black folks at one point doing it. And it was a similar kickback. So when they came out with the minimum wage law, what was that, like 1940 or so? The reason why they did that is to get a lot of blacks out of industry, because our advantage over whites was that we could do it for a lower price. But since they made the minimum wage, that took a lot of our leverage away. Then they're bringing in the migrants to further replace us. They could work under the table. They're not really constrained by all these labor laws that we are. You see how that works? Now, let's keep on going here.
Bottom line is, when Joe Biden got elected, he said he wanted to fast track 4 million undocumented residents to full citizenship. Black people completely ignored it. I spoke on it. I said, do you know why he want to fast track 4 million? Because he know he's not going to do nothing for us. We ain't going to be motivated to vote for him November. So what he's going to do is have these migrants already set up with citizenship so they can replace the black vote that he loses.
That's the game plan, really. That's what they want to do. What they really want to do is just replace the black vote. They just want to replace us. So, hey, if we can get all these migrants coming in and we can, get them citizenship, then whoever the migrants are, they'll be the new black folks. And it's not even about Hispanics necessarily, because you got the whole world coming here. A lot of Africans, a lot of Europeans, a lot of Chinese. I think that's the number 2 most traveled. The number 2 biggest so-called migrant group are people from mainland China all day long.
The migrants are being put in our communities on purpose, New York and Chicago on purpose, because they are what? The 2 blackest cities in America. They're the 2 largest cities in America. They're the 2 most politically conscious black communities in America. So if we can wash out the black with the brown in New York, if we can wash out the black with the brown in Chicago, Philly don't stand a chance. Atlanta don't stand a chance. LA, Houston, Dallas, Detroit, Chicago don't stand a chance. The migrants are here for 3 reasons. Replace us at the polls. Replace us at the low-end industry jobs. They're not the enemy. The problem is black people don't get as much opportunity.
Now, I want to see where he's going to go right here. I've not heard this part. I heard the first part of that already, but I've not heard this part. So let's see where he goes.
So then people say, well, white people don't really like brown people like that. That's true. But you know what the difference is? They don't have the burden of accountability with them that they have with us. We built the country. So every time they look at us or deal with us, the bottom line is y'all brought them here and they built y'all into what y'all are. They don't have to say that to the Venezuelans. They don't have to say that to the Colombians. They don't have to say that to the Mexicans. So although they don't like brown, they would much rather deal with them than the black.
Now, there's some truth to this, depending upon who you're talking about. When you go to places like New York, you got the African migrants complaining that they don't get the same treatment as the Hispanic migrants. Now, if this is me personally, the black migrants, white migrants, Hispanic migrants, I could all go back personally. But among them, there's conflict already due to racial things. So they say. And at a certain point, sometimes you could say that it's bogus, it's BS, but sometimes you might want to listen, because that can be a sign of a future conflict. And if you got civil unrest, that's going to be bad for everybody, not just the migrants.
Because with the black, there is a white man's burden that you owe them restitution for 246 years of unpaid labor.
Well, that ain't going to happen. He can, we could continue here. Like I said, Umar is really pro-black. Reparations ain't going to happen. If it was going to happen, it was going to happen. It would have already happened. When there was an issue with the Asians and the Stop Asian Hate, they immediately cut a deal with them and it was over with. With us, slavery ended in 1865. It's now 2024. And what do we have as a result? Where is reparations at? You got your government assistance and things of this nature. That's as close as you'll get to what you're asking for, in my humble opinion. But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Umar Johnson for pointing out the obvious, the whole thing about black jobs. People got so sensitive. You know, a lot of people, a lot of us, a lot of black folks that have quote unquote made it, maybe we left the hood, or maybe a lot of you guys are not even from the hood. Okay, I'm a guy that is from the hood and left and made it out. Those of us that really come from that and we're not soft, we understand exactly what he was talking about as far as black jobs. But if you're not from that, or you're soft, or you're just not really aware of what's going on, you're going to get offended and you're going to start to try to just, oh, I got a black job. I'm a doctor. I'm a dentist. Da, 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 da. Great. Fantastic. We need more of you. But look at the masses of our people. Look at what is going on. We can't just ignore them. I mean, I guess you can if you can do that. But Trump is not ignoring these people. And that is the key we got to talk about here. So that's where a person like Umar and Trump can meet together, although they probably don't support one another. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what Umar Johnson said about Trump and the migrants and everything else? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. What he said was right on point. I don't see the lie. If somebody can identify the lie, hey, please do so. I'd love to see it, because right now I'm trying to do my best to spot it, but it's not really happening. Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that is all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.